Hello and welcome to episode 15. Is it 15?
Yeah, why do you say welcome?
Minisode.
Welcome.
Because that's what I do for videos, right?
What video?
Any vlog is hello and welcome.
Yeah, but not welcome. You say it so much weirder on here.
Well, it's because I'm trying to think at the same time as it's processing, you know?
Okay, it's difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not always easy to try and think on the spot. I think we've gotten better at it, right? Mm-hmm. If you listen to the first ones, they're god awful.
Don't listen to the first
ones. Me just
going,
but I still do that now.
But I cut it out.
Yeah, and I still have momentary lapses of where I forget what word I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, you actually did that last episode.
I do it loads. But anyway, this time we are talking about Alton Towers and their announcement that in 2020 they are changing Cloud Cuckoo Land into the World of David Walliams. For any of you who aren't from the UK, Zoe is now going to explain who David Walliams is.
I don't even know how he started out. Basically, he's a man who has a wife, but he's very camp. And legit, he's a judge on Britain's Got Talent. That's what we all mainly know him for.
David Walliams is an English actor, comedian, writer, and television personality.
So he does everything.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of...
Little Britain, yeah. And
Little
Come
Britain,
Fly With Me.
Come Fly With Me, yeah. He's done a lot of
you forget about that stuff. And now he's writing books, because, money.
Yeah, so it's a bit of an all-round guy. All-round geezer.
But he's had loads of books out now. I didn't realise how many. He's kind of like the new Roald Dahl.
Yeah, Roald Dahl.
He's the new one. The one I knew about is Gangster Granny. That's the one I've heard of. And The Beast of Buckingham Palace, I think, is quite a famous one.
Because it's the same illustrator.
Yeah, it's Quentin
Roald
Blake.
Dahl, right?
Yeah. So yeah, he's got a load of books, and they're all like really random topics.
Well, they are children's books.
Yeah, but like when you think about it in terms of they're going to theme some rides around this.
Bad Dad.
Bad Dad, yeah.
Boogie Bear.
These are some of the books, by the
way.
We're not just saying that.
There's a snake in my school.
Yeah.
Billionaire Boy. The Boy in the Dress.
Mm-hmm.
Rat Burglar.
It's Rat Burger.
Sorry, yeah, that's it.
Rat Burglar.
Makes more sense, Rat Burglar.
Yeah.
And Gangster Granny. I think that's one of
I think that is one of the big ones.
So yeah, you say, how the hell are they going to theme a ride to this? If you look at something like Chessington, where they have
like Room on the
Broom, I think it's going to be a very similar experience.
I've never done that. Is that like...
No, I haven't done it.
Yeah, but you've seen pictures, obviously.
I've seen very little.
Okay. But is it like Wallace and Gromit at Blackpool?
No. It's rooms. It's a walkthrough, but each room has interactive... Well, you're batched in groups. You go into a scene. It's like...
So it's a scare maze, but kids version?
No.
But not a scare maze?
Yeah, it's like the dungeons, kind of. It's groups of people. You walk into a scene. Someone's there. Not always someone, but most of what I've seen is like projections or sets, And then you move on to the next room, and you move on to the next room, and it develops a story. So it's kind of like a walkthrough
story.
Yeah. So it's an attraction, not a ride.
Yeah.
And this is it, right? I think what was said in the press release is that there's going to be a flagship or a big attraction, not ride. They didn't use the word ride.
Of course not, because they don't have the space. We've discussed this, right?
Well, yeah. So
really,
I think that Cloud Cuckoo Land is basically dead, and there's a lot of empty shells of buildings. So there's a lot of buildings that they can use to do whatever they want. There's a few rides there. There's the driving school, so maybe they could reskin.
Yeah, get rid of it.
Get rid of it or reskin it to one of the books. If there's a car in a book.
Bad Dad has a car.
There you go. There's like a frog hopper, a merry-go-round. That's about it, really. So there's just a load of empty buildings. So there's a lot to work with. I, for one, am hoping that, most people would hope for rides. I'm hoping for anything else.
I'm hoping for quality.
Well, yeah, but I'm thinking I'd like to see a restaurant.
Okay.
Another shop.
Uh-huh.
Those
something to flesh it out with.
Yeah. Those two would be good. I'd like that. Maybe not a full restaurant, but just some other eatery.
Yeah, to
Of
drag
some
people over
description.
a bit more.
That'd be ideal. Yeah, then a big flagship attraction, maybe one small attraction, reskin the rest. But yeah, no, quality definitely. I don't really know how it's going to pan out. Got no real predictions other than, yeah, it being that kind of thing. It's hard to say, is it going to be based on one book, the main attraction, or is it going to be an exploration of several books?
Right.
Maybe the best hits. Maybe it will be like Wallace and Gromit, where you're looking at the best moments from,
From one book or from all his books?
Well,
because
essentially all of them.
I don't think you could really do that.
Well,
Because
maybe
they're not linked.
Yeah.
With Wallace and Gromit, it's always the same ones, isn't it?
Well, same people.
That's what I mean. That's
Right,
what I
see,
mean.
yeah.
So they're just doing different stories from Wallace and Gromit,
Yeah,
but
the highlights.
he doesn't really do series. I think he only has a couple that are like...
Yeah, linked together, right. So, yeah, we'll see. I'm sure, based on Room on the Broom, is that what it's called?
Yeah. I love that book.
Seems to have gone down well as an attraction.
Yeah.
So hopefully they've learnt from that, and hopefully, yeah, I'm interested to see how they pull this off.
Yeah.
I mean, anything's better than what we've got now, because it's nothing.
Yeah.
The answer is we got nothing. So it's an interesting IP. Most people don't like IPs, but
I don't know though, because it's not like an IP, is it? It's a book.
as IPs go, it's quite a nice one.
Yeah.
It's still very unique and
Yeah.
very, very. It feels very Towers
Yeah, it does.
as a choice.
And it's like encourages the kids to get into the books as well.
Yeah,
It's not like Sonic where it's like a game or whatever.
and it's very British
Yeah, it is.
as well, which is quite nice.
This
So
is true.
yeah, I think it's interesting collaboration, a good one, a good choice. But what did everyone else think? A few people writing in, right?
Loads. Well, not
Loads.
not loads, but more.
Loads.
I'll say more than I expected.
Everyone's got an opinion of David Walliams.
They have. We had quite a lot of comments like, good, cool, I like that.
What? Why would you?
That basically, we had a lot of comments saying they like the idea.
Okay, that's
they
good
like the IP.
Yep.
I think that's the general consensus. Good business decision, someone said.
There you go.
I think it's a good solution to the horrible mess that was Cloud Cuckoo Land.
Yep, I agree. It is a good solution. Anything's better than what they got now, as I said.
But it could have gone... I don't know. Could it have gone bad?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's an interesting move in terms of the demographic, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, this is for people or kids who are too old for CBeebies, but then too young for...
Somebody actually said that. They said, Coaster Boy Official, it offers an age range between CBeebies and thrill rides, but that age range is fairly limited. Which I feel like every age range is limited in a way.
Yeah, well, no, I agree. That's the kind of awkward age where it's
like 10 to 15.
Yeah, where you can't quite get on the big rides.
Yeah. But I feel like that's the age range that like suffers quite a lot at theme parks because they're too old for the kids area.
Yeah, but
they can't go on the big ride. So what are they going to do?
Yeah. No,
just
definitely.
sit there.
Definitely. So I think it's a good addition, honestly. It's Wicker Man was applying to the same market, right?
Yeah.
With that 1.2 height limit. So
they're definitely going for more of a whole family thing.
well, that was one of the areas that had always been lacking,
Yeah.
There was only ever one big coaster that's 1.2, 13. Now there's two. And having more rides specifically for that kind of age range is good. And more rides that are a bit more story-based.
Yeah, that's true.
Effectively, it is like a dark ride, right? Where you just walk yourself.
Yeah, it's a dark ride without a seat.
Yeah, which I'm
gutted about. I'd rather sit down, to be honest.
I'm happy that it's not a coaster or not a, some flat ride, It's,
yeah, it's more interesting.
Yeah, it's more story-driven. Actor-based, actor-led, maybe. I don't know, yeah.
Domin Zero says, necessary to revamp Cloud Cuckoo Land, but flat rides 100% need to be their biggest priority afterwards.
The whole flat ride thing is like...
Yeah, but we go on about this.
But no.
What do you mean, yeah, but no? We always say they need more flats.
I wouldn't... Priority is a strong word, right? I wouldn't say they're priority.
I see what you mean.
I'd say they're nice, but I would rather see a dark ride
Yeah, okay, yeah, I see what you mean. Priority shouldn't be flat rides. They should be an addition to the priority.
Yeah. You know, at the end of the day, flat rides are flat rides, and they're not that special. And they don't suck up that many people. You know, even the Lord himself, John Wardley, he doesn't like flat rides because he thinks that why would you go to a theme park to experience this ride when you could go to a fun fair to experience
This is true.
right? Which is why whenever he put flat rides in, he always tried to make them unique. So Ripsaw, that Top Scan, was the first one to ever have fountains underneath.
Right.
And then all of them had fountains underneath, even the fun fair ones after that. So he always try and make it more unique. So, you know, maybe even Merlin's dislike for flat rides stems from John Wardley.
Maybe it does.
Maybe it does. You don't know.
In John we trust.
It is what it is, right? You know, I think this is a good addition. I'd love to see another large dart ride on top of this.
Bert to the Jack says, do you think it will be more significant than just a couple of rethemes and a walkthrough? More significant?
Hell no.
Is that not significant enough?
No, it's not very significant, let's be honest. He means something like, the question is, which I think is what Trent's trying to allude to, is it going to be one big ride
and then retheme everything
and then
else?
everything else is just a reskin?
Well, props, yeah.
Exactly.
Because why would they
He's
spend more money?
About, is it going to be the flagship ride and then lots of adjustments to the area in terms of the way it looks, you know, a more not temporary, you know, more permanent measures to change the theme, change the way the buildings look, add shops like I'm saying.
I see.
You know, is it going to be like that?
Okay, so more permanent, or
yes,
let's just throw a sign up.
But then you'd have to think, well, this is in conjunction with someone else. Yeah. And you wouldn't want your area to be a bit crap, you know? And
surely David has signed some kind of deal of like, we've got this for at least 2 years. Well, or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not really... This is a good point, actually, how permanent it will be is...
I'm sure he wouldn't have signed on if it was just going to be a year or 2.
It's like Gruffalo and Room in the Broom at Chesington. Are those short-term IPs, or are they permanent, we're just going to pay for them until the ride's dead? It's probably the latter, right? And
is it?
Yeah.
But what about things like Sonic, where it got removed?
Yeah, but...
Why did that happen?
The Sonic theming didn't exist to begin with. It was literally like 5 things. It was
but what I mean is, what kind of deal did they strike?
One that was temporary for
so
like
they
5
said,
years. They
put up a sign and we'll pay you for 10 years.
No, they said, well, we want to pay you for this IP so that we can say, oh, it's Sonic now.
Yeah.
And then that'll sell better, right? That's the whole gist. Whereas these ones are more like, we're going to pay you for this IP. We want to
work with you to create this thing.
Yes, because it gives me creative...
So then they both benefit.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, will David Walliams let it be a crap area with just a reskin, or would he strive for a bit more?
Yeah, fight for like, no, I would like this.
Exactly. That's the question.
Well, not necessarily actually him. It'd be his team, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah, but that's the question, right? Who knows?
I think it'll be fine. It'll be a mix between what you're saying and just a retheme.
You reckon?
Yeah.
We'll find out.
It'll be a balance.
A balance.
Yeah.
Perfectly balanced as all things should be.
Exactly. Renz says...
You're not very good at naming these people, are you?
Can you read that name?
Renz Lunut.
Yeah, exactly. Renz Lunut.
So weirdly. You're like...
Yeah, because...
Bert to the Jack?
Because it's 2, number 2.
Why can't you just read the name?
Because normally. I've told them before, if you're going to leave a comment, make sure your username is readable.
Renzelnut.
Right.
I think that it sounds great. I think they'll go for a similar style as Wallace and Gromit. It's an interesting point. There is scope. I would say there is scope for a dart ride if they bash some walls down in between some of the buildings.
Right.
And just level all the inside. But then you probably... I don't know if you could do that, because how the hell would you get it all in?
That sounds very complicated.
Yeah, exactly. So I really don't think it will be like that. I think it's just going to be exactly
They're just going to shove a couple of rooms in.
Yeah.
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 I don't think they're going to be trying anything too hard.
No. Well, we'll find out. Well, over the close season, if they start knocking things down, then
Yeah,
maybe
well,
it's
no,
gonna
the
get a bit...
big things are coming.
Yeah, exactly.
JD Coaster Productions, brilliant username. It's good, but I think it should have been replaced by an original idea, not an IP.
Yeah.
Eh.
It's...
But then who's going to want to go to it?
Hmm.
Do you know what I mean? People who like David Walliams' books are going to want to go to it, and that's the target they're going for.
I think, you know, like, IPs can be very helpful on the medium scale. Like, this is the
Definitely.
medium scale, right?
This is the optimum time that you want to use an IP, I'd say.
Yeah, because then you don't have to put too much effort in thinking about it.
Yeah.
But then it enhances the thing you're trying to sell because it wasn't that big anyway.
Yeah.
You know, like with...
Yeah, so if there was like a normal dark ride themed to like cats, right? Everyone's gonna be like, okay, cool, dark ride about cats.
Well, I'm thinking more like if you have a big dark ride, like a huge scale dark ride, like Hex, you know, proper end to end. Let's put something massive in.
Yeah.
At the time it was, you know, I think it's worthwhile developing your own theme, but for something that's a bit more smaller.
That's what
scale,
I mean, though. That like the IP brings it up to the level of like,
Yes.
okay, that's quite interesting.
Yeah.
Whereas
you don't
before you
have.
wouldn't really care about
No,
it because
yeah.
it's so small.
Yeah, exactly. I think so. Yeah.
But I mean, they could have done an original one, but I don't know what they would have done.
I don't know.
Children's ones are quite difficult
Yeah, they are very difficult.
because you end up just doing like animals or
You get quite tacky.
Yeah.
As well. That's the problem.
and weird. It's just weird.
Yeah. Like Bubbleworks. What the hell's that?
Yeah. I feel like it's easier in a way because then you know that kids are going to like it, first of all,
Yeah.
which is quite hard to predict. And because the thing is, you can't do a scary theme, which is what they always do.
Mm.
So what they're gonna, they're just
Literally
like
always do.
they don't know what to do because it's not scary.
Yeah.
You can't do a scary one.
No, you can't. Yeah.
That's why they do IPs. We've cracked their code. Jojo Hendricks says, well, if it's not a good thrill flat ride, sorry, these are in Instagram, so everyone had to make them quite short. Well, if it's not, basically they're saying, if it's not a thrill ride or a flat ride or a coaster, then they can do what they want.
So they're going to be doing what they want, then, aren't they? It's not gonna be
So
any of those.
nobody's worried because it's not a coaster.
Well, of course. It's only been 2 years since The Wicker Boy.
Yeah.
We're not going to get another coaster for at least another 2.
We need to ride that high still.
Yeah. Gotta wait, guys. Hopefully we see something, actually, to be honest.
What, next year?
Yeah. Wicker Man was 2 years before.
But you mean announced next
Yeah.
year?
No, not announced. Just planning permission.
Right. And then when would it come out? 22?
22. I'm really hoping it comes out 22, not 23, because it was 5 years between Smile and Wicker Man,
Right.
and those were a lonely 5 years. I'm hoping
It's a long time coming.
Well, but between 13 and Smile it was 3.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's 4.
Yeah, but it should be 4 because they're coming back now from the Smile accident.
Well, yeah, but it depends whether they deem it worthwhile. And what the hell do they do?
And where are they putting
Yeah,
it?
exactly. What the hell are they gonna do? Is air gonna
Get rid
bite
of
the dust?
Nemesis.
Nemesis ain't going anytime soon. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, maybe they'll just
There's 2
repair
options,
out.
right?
Sorry, Galactica.
Well, do they blitz Rita? Probably not. Do they blitz air, or do they blitz something else?
What do you
Like
mean
rapids
something
or
else?
Something, you know, like
No,
based
because
on
then they
how-
have no like water stuff.
yeah, based on how the rapids are going, it could be like done
True.
with that.
Nobody's really feeling rapids anymore, are
No, they're not very.
they? And it is England.
Yeah.
The weather's
Water
great.
rides are nice, but yeah. So anyway, that's a tangent.
Hen Sure 03 says, do you have any childhood memories because of David Walliams?
No,
How old were we when he wrote his books?
I don't know. Is it 2010?
Probably not children. 2010 we were 12.
2010, Bad Dad.
2010 to now is when he wrote his books.
2008.
Okay, well, I feel like we missed the bandwagon. What's his target age for these doodads?
I don't know. Look at, there's a snake in my school.
3 to 6 years.
Well, that one is.
Okie doke. I feel like his books are a little bit young because, so we were about 12 when his first big one came out, and I didn't know anything about it. I'd never heard of it. So I think we kind of missed the boat there.
Right. 9 to 12.
9 to 12.
There you go, 9 to 12.
So
we
yeah,
were on
we literally just missed it.
Yeah.
So no memories. But I remember him on Britain's Got Talent. Tony says, I think that Cloud Cuckoo Land was in desperate need of a revamp, and I think this is a good idea. I personally would have preferred a Towers theme, but I like that it's being rethemed. I mean, as far as IPs go, I think they've pretty much hit the nail on the head. And I don't think I would have preferred an Alton Towers theme.
Well, as you were saying, it's hard to theme for that kind of audience.
Yeah, it just gets a bit weird, really.
You know, think of what do other places do for that kind of audience?
What's the ones in Phantasialand?
Yeah, no, they're all crap.
That's what I mean, though.
Mouse du chocolat.
It's just animals, that's what I'm telling you.
That was mice.
They just pick an animal and go crazy with it. The bats thing. Crazy bats.
Crazy bats.
Liseberg. Oh, to be fair, Liseberg had that like steampunk kids version.
They got the bunny, right?
Thing. Oh yeah, they have the bunnies. See, another animal. It's just an animal.
Yeah, it is hard.
It's a very difficult thing to theme. Because everything's quite silly at that age. Like his books focus on like really silly things.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I mean, it'd be fine. They can't really ruin it too much, like you said, because David's involved, so he wouldn't put his name to it if he didn't think it was going to be good.
Yeah, of course.
So I think we'll be fine.
Time will tell. I mean, it won't be that long until
it's here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Madness.
So, what is it? 4 months?
4 months.
Well, December, October,
October.
January, February, March. Yeah, 4 months. About now.
Wow.
So, to be fair, that is a third of the year.
That's not long, though, to make a whole area, when you think about it.
Well, it is when it's all pre-done.
I guess.
You know.
Yeah, I guess, okay.
And they're just putting it in.
Yeah. Alright, well...
There you go.
That's it. We'll be back next week. In the meantime, follow us on all this stuff. And the iTunes artwork hasn't changed, but I don't know if anyone's actually listening on iTunes. But we're on it, and it will be changed soon. So stay tuned. And we'll be back next week.